Hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Good.
Hi, Chloe.
Hello.
It's your buddy.
Let everyone in. Pull up the agenda. When I want it, I can't find it. And my Outlook froze. Give me 1 second. Give everyone a minute to jump on. Hello, Mr. Bangle.
Hello, how are you? Everybody doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Oh, very well, thanks.
Good. Nice to see you. How was your vacation?
Fantastic. And that's my win. I had a great vacation.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great. Really great. That's always a nice feeling. I still can't find it. Give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. I don't know why I can't find it. There it is. Okay. So Jeff's gonna be a few minutes late, so I'll go ahead and get started on our stuff. Give me 1 second. Chloe, main is active, FYI.
Hello, all.
Did you hear me, Chloe?
Yeah.
Okay. I just put it in the Teams to you, the link, so you can email it out and email the seller. All right, so there's a couple things we're going to be covering over today. We're going to be covering Lead Engage, which I spoke about during a huddle, how to add your name and city permanently to your Zoom account, the credibility pack, which Jeff will be touching on, and then how to train a VA. So I'm going to start with Zoom. Keep in mind this is being recorded, so for those of you that do know how, thank you. But for those that don't know how, I'm going to show you right now. So as you know, having a Zoom account is free. There's no charge. So it's always wise if you're using Zoom, as most of us do in real estate, that you have the account set up correctly. So when you go here, so I'm logged in. So when you log in, it'll take you to your home. So this is what it would look like. And then what we want to do is look at the profile. So this is the profile. So right now I have it all set up. But so every time that I'm logged in to my Zoom, so I'm logged into Zoom on my cell phone and on computers. So you have that. And then when you can set it up right here. So you put your picture, anything else you want to put in here, your title, all of that stuff. So you're going to put that in there. And then every time you log into a meeting, no matter what meeting, as long as you're logged into your Zoom profile, you will have that visibility. Any questions?
Yes,
Okay, great.
I do.
Oh, yes, sir.
I had to click my mic. So when you say as long as you're logged in, let's say I have it open but logged in, but I click a link, do I have to go through this Zoom
No.
website first, or you just have to have it open somewhere on your computer?
You just have to have a Zoom, like I'm logged in right here, like on my Zoom desktop. So as long as I'm logged in, when I click on a meeting, it will take me, it will have my profile.
That's probably been my issue because every single time none of my information is there, but I'm not logging into Zoom.
Yeah, yeah. So just make sure you're like, whether you're on your phone, so make sure on your phone you're logged into the app and then also logged into the desktop app as well.
Okay.
Good question. Janae. Oh
Hi.
my gosh. Holy moly. How are you?
Great. Good to see you. Hi,
Mm,
everybody.
nice to see you. How did your move go?
I'm still in transition.
All right. Let us know if you need anything.
Okay.
Okay, so next thing I'm going to show you all is Lead Engage. So we spoke about last week on texting campaigns and making sure that you're not using your CRM to do drip campaigns that involve text messages or text message campaigns, and don't text someone unless you've had a conversation with, just with all the laws that are changing and you're going to get spammed a lot. So what we use Lead Engage. There's also Texting Betty, I think. Let's see. Texting Betty. Oh, that's follow up. That's for Follow Up Boss. But there's other solutions out there. Mass text services. There's tons. Like you could just search mass text and it will show you. But Lead Engage, it's built in. We have it built in with our CRM. You know what? Let's see if it's. I don't know. Let me see. Memberships. Guess I should have looked at this before, but
What are you saying this does for you, Kelly?
hold on one second. This might be a moot point because I don't know if it works with KV Core, so it might just be a. Okay, I'll have to get back to you guys on that. But basically, what we do is like all of our drip campaigns that involve text messages are run through Lead Engage. So it's a different number. In that way it helps with spam. Chloe, is there a way you can look while I'm covering this to see?
Yeah, just Googling it if it integrates.
Yeah, I'll have to figure out, but we had talked about this on the huddle, and so I wanted to talk about it today, but then now I'm looking at it and I'm like, this might be a moot point because I don't think Lead Engage works with KV Core, but it might. So I'll have Chloe follow up with us on that. But basically, like all of our campaigns, so like if we have, let me see if I can pull it up.
While you're looking, what do you use it with?
Follow Up Boss.
Follow Up Boss.
So right here, so we have action plans, and a lot of these action plans have texting involved, and the texting is linked to Lead Engage. So that's that's how we use it. We don't use our CRM to text and any type of campaigns. So Lead
you're
Engage,
recommending-
there's let's see, mass texting service. There's other texting services out there. But I wanted to show you Lead Engage. Now, it might, like I said, be a moot point because I don't know if it works with KV Core. And I should have researched that before talking with you all. Yes, yes, Janae.
So you don't recommend using the campaigns through KV Core because
no,
we'll be
you-
spammed.
You can, but you could get spammed, and so you will get spammed. So we're seeing a lot of spam on okay, Lead Engage does not work, so let's just ignore everything that I just said. But well, I don't know, I think this is just like I think I just put myself in a hole. I guess just continue using KV Core because it is built to have, but I would use like another number. I don't know if I would use necessarily your primary number.
Apparently Zapier, or Zapier, whatever it is, can interface with KV Core.
Correct. Zapier does work with KV Core. Correct. But that's not for texting. Zapier is to funnel certain program, like funnel leads or anything, creates funnels and people systems talking to each other.
Hello,
But
everybody.
I guess,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was going to say hi, everybody. Sorry, I'm late. And I just really wanted to just reiterate what you said. Do not use your prospecting phone number for texting like mass texting people you don't know. Use your number you have for prospecting to text people you know and are going to text you back. But just if you're doing cold prospecting, make sure you're not using that number because you will get spammed. Anyway, go ahead, Kelly.
Yeah, that's it. So, but forget everything about Lead Engage, because I just, like I said, I should have researched it before I started talking about the darn thing. Just be mindful of who you're texting, and if you're using a text campaign, you're not using your primary KV Core prospecting, your primary number. Use like a prospecting number that you can, recycle, if that makes sense.
Does recycle make sense? Because if it doesn't, we can explain that.
How often do you recycle?
You probably are going to recycle once a month, potentially, right?
So does that
Because
mean you get a new number every month?
new number. Yeah, you just trade your old one in for a new one. And that's why you don't want to use a number that you're going to keep forever. Like my number I have, is number I'm going to use forever, right? It's printed on stuff, right? That number I'm not going to screw around with. I'm only going to text people I know that are expecting a text, that are going to text me back. I'm not going to do any cold calling from that number. It's not going to ever get spammed. So you got to be sure that you're very mindful of that. It's really important because you'll find that when you're cold calling and it says, like you all get them, it says spam on your phone. Do you answer that? No. A lot of phones don't even ring when it's spam. They don't even let you know. It just automatically handles it for you and gives them some crazy message. So you got to make sure that you don't use your primary phone number for any cold calling. That's really important.
But you can, I guess just be mindful of texting campaigns, just because I foresee that kind of going away down the line, just with all the changes that are going to be happening. So I'd encourage campaigns being email and picking up the phone, which is the best type of prospecting you could do is phone calls. But I foresee a lot of things changing with the TCPA changes, that whenever that does go into effect, texting is going to be, non-existent. So adjusting to, email and setting yourself, in that action plan task to call, I feel is going to be the new norm. Questions on that at all?
I've been told that with these changes, as long as we're doing individual texting, it's not a real issue. The texting that they're talking about is texting that is mass texting.
Right, yeah, text campaigns, automation, there's gonna, and keep in mind, like, none of that has gone to effect yet. I foresee us seeing more on that, but just kind of forefronting it, be mindful of the automated mass texting campaigns. And forget everything I said about Lead Engage. Because KV Core already has that built into their system. Follow Up Boss does not. So, all right, any questions before I move on? All right, so the next thing I was going to show, we had several agents ask us how we train our VAs. So we, let me pull up Trello. So as you all know, we use Trello. Trello is, we have so many workspaces, it's crazy. But this is how we train our VAs. We have everything is done on video. So we are on Teams with them. So Chloe's on Teams with them Monday through Friday. On the weekend, she's on her by herself, but I'm available to help her if she needs it. But everything that we do, anytime we show something, we record it and it goes into our processes board. So we have an admin board and it's kind of crazy, but I'm going to just take you, I'm going to give you a couple examples. So, we have canned messages. So messages on responding to texts, how to respond. There's messages here, there's scripts here. So everything we have in Trello is cataloged to what our processes are, right? Like everyone has their own processes. This right here is really the important one right here is loading leads. So there's Jeff, so there's these right here. For example, if we wanted to add a lead to our YLOPO seller experience, all you do is click on this and there's a checklist on how to do it. Okay. Now, if it's something more complex, like BPO leads, we have an actual video. So we'll do a training, whether it's on Teams or Zoom. We'll save that video to Dropbox and we'll create a checklist and then also the videos in here. So any new VA that we hire, they would just go in, they can watch the training. There's a checklist on what to do to make sure they stay in, make sure they follow the steps. But that's basically how we do it. Everything is cataloged. So basically when we get a new VA, there's a seamless process. It's not like we're reinventing the wheel every time we get a VA. Once we get a VA, that's how they go in. So Ideal Agent and Clever Leads, this is what you do. Here's a video, here's a checklist, and it goes through everything on here. Any questions on that?
If we get to the point where we're looking for something like that, can we rip off and reproduce?
No,
Not this board,
Just kidding.
unfortunately, because these are all unique to our business. This would, I mean, I can help you like create your Trello board, but all these processes, none of this would apply for your business. But like email temp, like all this stuff is everything that it's taken a long time to do this, and it's continuing adding stuff, right? I mean, as you see, that this board goes on forever.
How difficult is it to use Trello?
It's very easy. So like if I wanted to create a board right now, I would do the title, where my
And
workspace
that
is.
saves then all of the stuff that you feel needs to go into that board. And it looks like you have some subcategories in the board.
Well, basically these are called cards. So in the board, we create cards. So like processes. Oh, why is this in here?
and those are, you got lists and you got cards. These are all lists, and if she clicks on them, those are cards.
No, this is yeah. This is a card, Jeff.
Right, each one of those are cards.
Yeah.
It's
And
a
then you
list
have-
and the cards. The
Right,
workspace is the page.
Right. So we have the hours of everyone, templates, like how to post our huddles. Everything that we need is in here, and it's continuing to build scripts, right? This is continually changing. Processes, checklists. So all that stuff is all, but it's every day changing, right? Our processes change and these change, but it's very easy to use. It's free up to a certain amount of up to a certain amount of boards, and then you pay. But yeah, any questions on that at all? Okay, so I'm gonna, what's
Go ahead.
that?
I was just gonna share with them real quick, what it looks like. So during the day, like whether it's our ISAs, our inside sales agents calling, my leads, or if I want to jump on, normally, here, I'm gonna show you this, but normally
Wait,
it's.
oh,
Go ahead.
Wait, what are you skipping?
I was just
to?
gonna,
I wasn't done yet.
I was just gonna show them the Teams, how it looks.
Oh, no. Let's wait on that for a minute, please.
Okay.
So right here, I don't know why it's not working, but Tango, well, Tango is free. Normally I can log in. I don't know why it's not working. Let's see. Tango is free, and it's something that you can use when you're training someone. And what it does is it will, like if I wanted to show Chloe how to do something, I would basically go in here, hit new Tango. let's say I wanted to, I don't know, click on this Zillow, right? It would start capturing here, and I can say, hi, Chloe. You can see right here, here's the price, here's the bedrooms and baths, you know, like whatever I want to talk about. And what it will do, if you see on the right-hand side, it will go through everything in here. So like if I wanted to highlight, here's the listing agent, right? You see how it's marking this on the right-hand side, 1, 2. So it's gonna create a checklist in itself. So that way when Chloe goes back and watches this, she's going to be able to see everything and see the highlights on the right. So basically, like instead of using a video service like Loom, you can use something like Tango. Tango is free. I'm going to put it in the chat. It's a great it's a great tool, and it's free to use. So if you're training anyone and you can't video with them right away, but you want to, you know, have this cataloged, you can create the video and have them watch it later. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right. Any questions? Anyone?
Bueller.
So right here, you see how this, I did a test one before, and see how it says 8 steps. So like I can click here and it's going to take me to that part. If I want to go back and say, oh crap, I don't remember how to turn on my notifications, I'm going to click on this, right? So it basically creates that checklist for you so you can go back and watch it and learn it.
Oh, I get it now. Okay.
Yeah, so it's great, and it's great for like on the weekends. If I want to show Marisol something, if I don't have time to sit with her, I will go and record this and then I can send it to her.
Time saver, and it's once you do it, it's done. So if you get a new VA or another VA, you just have them watch it. You don't have to, you know, your time is money, and the less time you can spend training, you know, the more money you're making.
And then right here, you see where it says share and export. So that's where I'm going to export it, save it to Dropbox. Like we have an admin folder in Dropbox. That has all the training videos that we've done. I mean, all the training videos are going to be here, and I hope to God we're still using this, but I'm a little worried that we're not, but I'm hoping we are. All the training videos are here, so that way when we put them into the admin board, it's linked up to that video. All right, any questions? All right, Mr. Russell, you're
Can I show
up.
'em?
You're
Oh,
up.
team
Yeah,
first.
go ahead and show them, and then you're up with the credibility pack as well.
So here is, not sure if they're going to be able to hear you. Let's see. Oops, there we go. Hi, Lisa, Marisol, can you guys hear me?
Yes, Jeff.
Can
Yes,
you?
Jeff.
Okay. Can you guys hear them on Zoom? You probably
Yeah.
can't. Oh,
Yeah,
You
we
can?
can. Yeah.
okay.
No.
No, you guys can't hear them, I know. Okay. Okay, cool. I just wanted them to see you guys, but really, that's how we're, Chloe, Kelly, me, and Marisol and Lisa are usually on this channel. Then I have a separate channel for the ISAs where I'm on me and our 2 ISAs in the mornings when we're prospecting. They're actually prospecting all day long. They're prospecting as I speak right now. But Teams is really, really great for that because I can have that open, and when I have a seller call and I have a question, I just jump on here and it's like I'm walking into my virtual office and I can ask any one of them a question. And one's in Huntington Beach, Chloe, Kelly's wherever she's at, Lisa's in the Philippines. I mean, but the seller has no idea. They just hear me yelling at different people in my office, right?
Thank you,
So,
ladies.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. All right, Mr. Russell. So you are up. Any questions on that before we go to the next All right, Mr. Russell, you're up, sir, going over the credibility pack. Did you have to take a phone call? We just
Me?
lost you.
Oh, shoot. No, sorry. I can only do one video at a time. There we go.
So just a reminder, Cabo 2025 is coming up. It is March. It says it's March 11th to the 16th. It's March 11th to the 14th. The conference itself starts on March 11th. So like we're getting in a couple days before for something else, but like you can get in on March 11th. And then there's a welcome dinner. The sessions are only 9 to 12:30 each day. So they're in the morning and it's designed. Brent's real big thing is having networking and collaboration. So the morning is where the speakers will be and the sessions, and then the afternoon is going to be networking, pool time, masterminding. And that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then you could leave Friday or you could stay another day and do the Bon Voyage dinner party that Saturday evening. Jeff and I are leaving on Friday the 14th. So again, it is depending on how much time you can get away, but that's kind of the schedule. It does sell out pretty fast. So
Very fast.
I would register. I know there's a big group of us going. So it'll be very good and you'll meet people all over the world because you have people from Mexico come as well. So it's really cool. So hopefully you guys can join, but I did want to touch on that today.
Well, you'll also meet Glenn Sanford like one-on-one because it's a very small venue, and Leo
yeah.
Pereira and all those guys. So it's great for networking. It's great for referrals. It's great for attraction. This is what hockey pucked our organization to the 360 it is today. When we first went there in 2021, that it was just amazing. So you're going to meet some amazing people. If you can swing it, do it. But Kelly said it sells out fast. It sells out very fast, and at least get your room because you want to stay at the host hotel. All right.
All right.
No, if you register for it, because I want to keep a list of who else going so we can make sure that we plan some things together. You know, for March when we're actually there.
Absolutely. All right, Mr. Russell, I put the credibility pack in the chat for you to pull up as you wanted to talk about it. All yours, sir.
All right, let me go ahead and pull that up.
Thank you.
Is everybody here that wanted to go through it? Because I know we were going through it in a huddle and I said, let's move it to the sales meeting. Where we
Yeah,
have-
most people are. And if they're not, we are recording. So.
Okay. All right, let me make this smaller. Fit to page, fit to width. Let's see. No, that's not what I want. Let me share. Does everybody look, I guess I should talk about what this credibility
Yes.
package is, right? So the credibility package is something like R&D'd from our coach, Sharif. And it is basically what I use for a listing presentation. It can be sent to, you know, dropped off or sent to a client as well. But, you know, I like to be up close and personal and go through it myself. So basically what I'm going to do right now is go through it with, I think I'll go through it with, I'll just do it with Kelly. Kelly, you can be my seller, okay?
Okay.
Or I could go through it by myself. And if somebody else wants to be my seller, who wants to be?
Well, I mean, in lieu of time, I would probably just kind of go through it and then maybe we ask questions as we go.
Okay. All right, that's fine. You're right. Okay, let me move this over here.
I
Stand
know
by.
you like to role play, but
I do. Let's see. So this is.
so we
screen-
did put it in the chat. You can, you know, rip off and duplicate. Obviously, don't use our stats. You know, you need to make it to your. It's very easy to create. Well, I'm the one that created it. That was a little bit tasking, but you can do it any type of software like PowerPoint, Adobe, Design, Canva is very easy to do as well.
All right. So here it is. So this is just the front page, okay? I have one for Orange County, one for LA County, because Orange County has 15,000 agents, while LA County has about 10,000 agents.
No, has about
no.
30,000
Oh,
agents.
30. Oh, it's more. That's right. More in LA. Sorry.
It's okay.
So Richard, we're lucky to be here in Orange County, but whatever your county may be, or whatever you want to say in your presentation, it's just how many real estate agents are there, right? And we're actually going to move this bottom part to the top because I think that should be talked about first. And I'm going to just skip down there on this one, but I'm going to, so I talked to the seller, say, the average, this is after I walk through the house, by the way. First thing you do, meet him, give him the card. Hey, I'm so glad that Janae referred me to you. It's so nice to meet you. And, and the whole Club Wealth thing, right? If the wife's there, ask her to grab you a glass of water. There's some psychological stuff behind that I won't get into, but, and then just start walking through the house and taking pictures and asking questions, okay? But after that, and look for stuff obviously on the walls and, to build a rapport. If you see a motorcycle, you talk about how you like motorcycles and you do that, whatever. That's the whole Brian Buffini thing, I think. But so when I sit down with them, I start with this and I say, the average agent sells one home every other month. And most lack the resources required to market a home and lack the experience required to negotiate terms, financing, appraisals, inspections, all these different things, right? And there's too much involved here to trust an inexperienced or disorganized agent. Not a good time for on-the-job training at your expense. Experience is not expensive, it's priceless, okay? And then I talk about, if you save a percent, 1% on commission, but sell for a lower price, did you really save anything? A bad hire can cause you to miss bad opportunities, lose months, and leave dollars on the table. That's actually going to be our second paragraph when I move this around. First, average agent sells, and then bad hire. And then we'll do the 1%. And then last but not least is compare that with making a great hire. Me, expertise may cost slightly more in fees, but the higher return on your investment is obvious. Okay, and then I mentioned that I've sold over 22 homes and have personally and have sales that exceed 1 billion. Now, you can use your sales if you're newer or you want to use a bigger number, say ours or we, right? And when I say ours or we, use EXP. When somebody a seller sends me an email or ask me, Jeff, can you send me your past sales in, my little community here where everybody knows the dog's name and the cat next door, right? They want this hyper local agent. Well, what I do is I go to MLS, I put in, and this is the beauty of being with EXP. I put in EXP's MLS and I look at it and I go, okay, here's the homes that have sold in the last 6 months there. Not necessarily me, but I'm going to send back to the seller, here are the homes that we have sold. Show them all the closed sales. Does that make sense? Okay, I see some head bobbing. Good, thank you.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
So that's that one. Thank you. All right, you guys, when I'm sharing, you guys get really small, so it's hard to see you. Next page. What to expect at your listing appointment. This is what we're going to go through, Mr. Seller. We're going to review the property, which we've already done. We walk through the property. We walk through with a buyer's eye. That's really important. Ask questions, understand your expectations. I'm going to ask you questions. We're going to talk about marketing plans. We're going to maximize your exposure. Pricing and cost. We're going to determine market value. We're going to determine a list, what I like to call an invitation price, not what we're going to sell it for. We're not going to sell it for the list price. We're going to list it at a price that's going to drive people into your home. We're going to list it at a price that's going to get people off their couch, into their cars, and in to come see your property and see how amazing it is. Because as good as my professional photographer and I are, it's going to be a difference being here in your home versus going online and seeing it. And most importantly, we're going to talk about your net proceeds, right? Because what's more important to you? How much I make or how much you make? Right? How much you make is more important, right? That's what I thought. So that's why we're going to squeeze out as much equity in this home as we can. Okay. We're going to review the timeline, right? From photography to close of escrow. And this part, you got to make sure you do this because it makes it more real. And I found that I feel I've gotten more listings by just actually going through a timeline with the calendar and saying, okay, you know, hypothetically, photographer comes this day, takes the photos, we list on this day, and you know, we list on a Monday, which is something I always do. I list on a Monday, no showings until the open house. Kind of like we do on the online offers. List on a Monday, no showing to the open house. That gives me the opportunity to kind of test the waters, see how many calls we're getting, see how many emails we're getting on this property. Look at Zillow, see how many views versus saves. That kind of tells me if I'm priced right, okay? But also what it does is when we get to that open house, right, on that Saturday and or Sunday, actually on that Saturday or Sunday, we're going to push all those people that saw your home marketed for a whole week, and they couldn't get in there, but they're going to have to go in there during the open house. And what's that going to do? It's going to create FOMO, fear of missing out. It's going to be crowded, and they're going to go, oh my God, look at this price. Because remember, we price it under market value, right? That's our invitation, our list price. We price it under value, and then nobody's been able to see it. And then what we do is we have a lender at the door with all of our open houses, so that the lender can check people in. And by the way, they're only going to have one group going through your house at a time, one group per agent. So if it's me and Kelly, it'll be me and Kelly, and we'll take one group through at a time. Okay, that creates a line. Again, more FOMO. The agents and their buyers pull up to your home and they see, oh my gosh, look at those people online here. Geez, I haven't seen that forever. Wow, what the hell's going on? So that is when we're going to talk about pricing, cost. I'm sorry, timeline. Right. So when they see that I'm going to have one open house, and that I might have another open house the next weekend, but if I do, great. But I'm probably not. We're going to start receiving offers that very next week. We'll be in escrow by this date. It'll be a 30-day escrow, more than likely. You're going to close on this date. So I've got a photography date or week of, right? I've got a list date. I've got open house date. I've got everything as if we're doing it. Oh, by the way, I didn't tell you this. I bring a Supra with me, and I sit it between usually me and the wife on the table, right between us. So they know I came there. I mean business. I came there to list their home. Does that make sense so far?
Yes.
Any questions so far? Because I need
It
water.
makes sense.
Any questions though so far?
I have a question. So Jeff,
Okay.
you just do a one listing presentation. You don't do a like coming and then coming back again. You do it all and get it signed.
Yeah, I do it all. Yeah,
Okay.
I think even Sharif, who I got this from, our club wealth coach, actually would send this maybe sometimes, but I'd rather do it in person if I could. The other thing too that I'm doing is, I only have one open house, and we have great open houses because of the strategy, right? We have like our last this one in where is it? Where's that one?
Rolling Hills Estates.
Rolling Hills Estates. I didn't think we'd have many people at all there because the activity there wasn't a lot of activity, but I could tell by Zillow with the saves, it looked like it was probably going to be a pretty good open house. And sure enough, Kelly was sick that day, and it was just our lender and I, and we were like inundated. We had like 34, 35 groups through. It was crazy, but that happened because of my strategy, right? So another thing that we've done too, and you'll like this, I know I do. Instead of having a 3 or 4 hour open house, 2 hour open house, that's it, 1 to 3, right? Push them all through. They've been waiting all week to see it. Open house is 1 to 3. If they're coming to see the property, why make it super convenient so they can come anytime for 4 hours? Like, we want them to all come at the same time so we can leverage them against each other and get more for the seller. So that's how I'm doing it. All right, so maximize home value assessment. Actually, I wasn't supposed to get into all the details here. I kind of got excited. I just basically go through this page, right? And then we go to the next page. I say about us. I say, we've been in the business. I've been in the business for over 26 years. And I probably should change that to we and add up our time, Kelly. But anyway, I say eXp Realty is the only. Does anybody here know of any non-franchise global real estate company with close to 100,000 agents other than EXP?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all
Really?
fortunate to be here, right? I mean, it's only going to get bigger. We are going to be like the best real estate company out there. I am convinced. I have no doubt about it in my mind. So start using that, right? Use these things as leverage. You know, it's funny. I hear of a lot of agents say, "Oh, I want to keep my brand." Well, that's fine. Do like I do. Keep your brand, but align yourself with a company that you can utilize all of their strengths, right? And make you that much stronger of a brand. Right? I can't afford to open offices in 26 different countries, right? But I sure can align myself with a company that's done that and continuing to grow. So that's not this is I'm kind of elaborating because it's you guys. But just with a seller, I would just kind of just go touch on that. Okay. And then I say what we can do for you. I say it's not about us, because a lot of presentations from realtors are all about them. I've done this, and it's like I'm this and I'm blah blah blah. I want them to know, hey, look, our job is to provide you with solid information so you can make an honest, informed decision based on facts, not hype. I treat every home as if it were my very own. Okay. I'm here to navigate, but ultimately you're controlling the destination, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. You know, it's not about us, it's about you. Okay. We're gonna sell your home for the highest possible price. Okay. In fact, we sell our homes about 3.6 average, 3.6 higher than the average agent. Okay. We sell them in the shortest amount of time. We're at about a 15-day average. Most agents, you look at MLS, they're at 28 days. Okay. We do it with the least amount of hassle because we're doing it fast, easy, and professionally. And then I go, why choose us? Well, you know, we do live phone prospecting, active prospecting, right? We don't just put it in MLS, put a sign up and pray. You know, we're spending money on professional photography. We're doing paid social media ads. We're not just putting it on Facebook. We are doing paid, boosted social media ads. Okay. We're also, being that we're a global company, we're pushing this out to all the other EXPs throughout the world. And some of our buyers, you know, we're in Dubai. Some of our buyers are buying homes like yours, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, as a second home. Yeah, I know your home's $3 million, but can you believe that? They buy a $3 million home just to come over here for, you know, 2-4 weeks at a time annually. So, you know, we're doing all these different things that other agents aren't doing. And, you know, the fact is the ordinary agent's going to take 28 days to sell your home, but we'll sell it in 15, right? Most agents are just under 1% over the market price when they sell the homes. Okay. We are at about 4.4% of market price, above market price as an average. So what would you do with an additional 3%? I don't think that's, what would you do with an additional 3%? Oh, of your home's value. We probably need to change that a little bit, but anyway, as I'm talking. So basically what I'm saying here, guys, is if I can get you an additional 3%, 3.6%, almost 4% for your home, perhaps you can use that towards your commission, right? A lot of people are very commission conscious. Well, would you pay Jeff a little bit more because he's going to be able to get you a lot more? So you want to get them thinking about that. This part's really important.
Jeff, can I ask you a quick question on that last page?
Please do.
How does the 4.4 and the 3.6 align? I don't understand.
Well, if I'm getting 4.4 for you, and you know, Chloe only gets you 100.8, the difference between those two numbers is 3.6. So I'm getting 3.6% more.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So with all that extra money, heck, I just paid my own commission. Even if I charge a 3.5% commission, you know, I've paid my own commission. I've more than earned my commission, right? That's why I said perhaps use it towards commission. Wink, wink. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. This page is really important because when you get to price, because remember, I'm doing this before we go into the CMA, okay? I'm telling them that, look, let me get my pointer out here. if I always use $1 million as an arbitrary number. I say, look, let's say your value is $1 million, arbitrary number. I'm not saying that's what your home's worth. And we listed at $1 million. Well, that's going to get us about 60% of the buyer pool coming to look at your home. You know, those people getting off their couch, coming and see it. But if we reduce it by, 5, 10, 15%, in my market, I say 5, 10, 15% because 10% is a lot of money in my market with a $2 million home, right? 10% of 2 million is 400,000 or 200,000. So I don't always want to go that low, but I do. This is off of the presentation. We always do an agent one-liner, and Kelly, can you pull one of those up? Because I think it's really important for people to see that and utilize that in their presentations. I do what's called a one-liner, and what I'm doing is I show the consumer in their neighborhood well, let me finish this first. So 60% of the buyers are going to come look at it if you list it at market value of $1 million. But if you price it at 5 or 10% below, you're going to have 75 to 90% or more of the potential buyers coming to your home versus the other homes that are comparable to yours. Okay. So it's important that we list your house. That invitation price needs to be under market value. We will chase the market up. We need to leverage those buyers against one another. And what will happen is, excuse me, when buyers compete, sellers win. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I was trying to read the chat. All right. So the next thing.
Thank you, chat, because we're almost out of time and you have a listing appointment. So I'm going to speed you up a little bit.
Thank you. All right. So a lot of consumers think that this is what happened when people list their home. They think that the longer it's on the market, the more they're going to get, right? What really happens is the longer they're on the market, the less they're going to get, right? So it's important to come out of the hole strong and hard right away, right? Don't come out. And if you have a seller that's adamant on having their price, what you need to do is you need to agree on a price to reduce it to, like preferably in that first week, like you list it on a Monday, no showings until that open house. If you haven't gotten any calls, right, there's no activity, you know that you're too high, and you need to have an agreement up front in writing with your seller so that, okay, you know what, I wanted to list it at 900,000 or 907 or whatever, somewhere around 900. You want $1 million? Okay, great. We're going to list it at $1 million. But if we don't have a request for showing at least 3 or 4 or 5 in that first week, then we need to reduce the price right away and have it in writing in your contract so that you don't have to call them and have another meeting with them and fight with them about getting the price down. Agree right then and there, put it in the contract. That way it's just automatic. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. I know you know. I just want to see if
Well,
all right. So in-house marketing department. I talk about, how we have 5 full-time employees, right? Yes, they're VAs, right? But that's okay. We've got Chloe, we've got Kelly, and we've got 3 VAs. So you've got 5 full-time employees, right? The other agents that you're going to hire, do they have 5 full-time employees that are working for them? If they don't, you probably want to consider somebody, if not me, that does have that, right? And then just this stuff, I don't really talk about that much, but we have, I just would say, we have these things down here. Just, most agents have that. Communication guarantee. This is important because and I tell sellers this, I say one of the biggest complaints from sellers about realtors is communication. They take the listing and they disappear. What you're going to expect from us is we're going to be available to receive your calls daily between 8 a.m. and 7 p.m. We're going to contact you weekly to discuss feedback, showing traffic, market activity, price adjustments regarding positioning your home on the market. We're going to provide you a detailed weekly report every Monday by noon with who's seen your property, what they said about it, what their name is, everything. We're going to return all phone calls and emails promptly and efficiently. We're going to keep you informed of new listings that come to market that compete with yours and any recent sales around you. We're going to show you visually brochures, websites that are used for marketing your home. And we're going to update all agents and brokers in the area about your home. How's that sound?
great.
And then I've got success stories. I've got these properties that we freaking knock these out of the park, especially this Beverly Hills. listed at 2.99, sold it for 4,350. That's huge, right? So we want them to see these oh my gods. And then I say these are our reviews, some of our reviews. Go to Google. We've got almost 100 5-star reviews, so you can go check us out on Google. This last page I don't go to unless it depends on how the listing appointment's going. But this is the easy exit listing, and I'll let you guys read that later on your own. But it's basically saying if they're not 100% satisfied with us and we're not doing exactly as I said we would, then we will cancel the listing. Restrictions apply. That's very important. Restrictions apply. Okay, so and the restrictions are basically they need to call and we need to talk about it, right? If a seller does not want to work with me, I don't want to work with them either, and I will cancel it. But I don't necessarily advertise this. It just depends on how the listing appointment's going. If it's a referral and I know I've got it, I don't even get into this. I leave it in here, but I don't get into it. I don't know if they're going to interview other agents. If they say they're going to interview other agents, then I go to this page. If they don't say anything about that, then I go. If they do say they're going to interview other agents, then I give them this because that easy exit listing. Not many people are brave enough to do that, right? I am, and then I ask them questions to ask. Ask your other realtors that interview with you these hard questions. I know what we do for these. In fact, here's a list of what we do. Here's a scorecard. Here's what we do. Ask them what they do. Here's a spot for agent 2 and agent 3. Okay, it's got my stats in there, right? And I guarantee you, somebody they interview didn't sell 2,200 homes. Guaranteed. I no doubt. 26 years in the business, 15 days on market, 104.4. You know, ask your agent what is your list to sales price ratio? They probably don't even know. I hope you guys do, and if you don't, figure it out. Here's some place for some notes for the seller to take notes, and that's it. Any questions before I close this up?
Oh, that's great.
Thank you. It works. My listings taken ratio has gone way up with this.
So I'm gonna pull up an example of the one-liner, but just chime in if you guys have any questions while I'm doing that.
I didn't do that good of a job. Come on, no questions?
You did.
I
a good
just want to
job.
make a comment, Jeff. I think the big takeaway for me was the fact that you get a higher price than the average agent. Because if you do the math, I mean, that shows you right there that they're ahead. Like $500,000 home at 2%, they're going to pay $10,000 in commission, take home $950 or $490. If you get 3% over the $500,000, they're going to take home $500,000.
Yeah.
So $10,000 more. So I think
Oh,
that's
I'm glad you mentioned that. Chloe, can you give me the options page too, real quick? Just want to show it real quick to everybody, and then I'm going to share it too.
Let me know when I can pull that one-liner
You can
up.
pull it up. Go ahead.
This will be in the notes, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
This
yeah, we'll
link.
send all
Okay,
this.
thank
Yeah,
you.
we'll send all this out. So
So
this
this-
page is. Go ahead,
Oh.
Chloe.
This is an example of what the one-liner looks like. So what we do is we're basically showing the client what it looks like when you sell under list price versus selling too high and sitting on the market. So as you see here, like the longer days on the market, look at the price drops, right? They reduced, you know, right here, you know, this is, you know, there's examples here, you know, 6 days on the market, look at how, you know, 7 days on the market. So we illustrate that so that way the client can see, look at this right here, right? Just shows you can't list too low. You know, but this gives you so Jeff will bring that to his appointments and then be able to show how the pricing strategy does work.
Right. So I make sure I have green arrows in there, right? If there's no green arrows, then I'm very cautious of where my list price is, because that means that there's not a lot of people paying over list, because there are some communities where you don't see a lot
So that's that's what I was gonna ask.
When I see a lot of it, I'm like, oh, this is a slam dunk, right? And you always want to have the red ones in there too, because you want to be able to show them, look, these guys, look, they sat on the market. This is why these agents got less for their clients, and not only did they get less, they also were on the market longer. Be careful. It says JR client one line because in the one liner that's canned for MLS, it shows the agent's name. you don't ever want to show something with the other agent's name, especially if they're interviewing agents, because if they see like, I don't know, they see Eric Bangle there. Oh, that's right. I forgot about Eric. Yeah, we gotta interview him too, right? So don't give them clues or help them out. All right. Any questions on that? Okay, Chloe, let's show them the last thing. We got a couple minutes. This is really important. This has helped me get 3% listings all day long. Okay, and I'll tell you why. Because I go like this. I say, okay, well, here, Mr. Seller, I say, you know, what's your commission? That's always the question, right? What's your commission? Or can you cut your commission? Well, I'm glad you asked, right? I have options. I've got platinum, which is everything you see here on this entire page, right? A lot of my clients will pick that, but not every property needs that. I'm going to be honest with you. You know, you probably don't need that one. I said, you know, you've got the basic, right? That's only this stuff here, which quite frankly, it's what it says. It's basic. What I find, Mr. and Mrs. Sellers, most of my sellers are picking this standard here, and that includes everything here. And that's going to give you, and you know, honestly, I'm going to do a few of these things here that you see in platinum, right? When you do the standard. So, you know, it's your choice. Which one would you like? And they'll stare at it and they'll go, oh yeah, let's do the standard. I was on a Zoom the other day. I did the same thing with somebody. He's all, you mind if I look at it for a minute? I said, sure. I started checking my emails. He's all, yeah, okay, I'll do the standard. I think that's probably the best one. I said, okay, great. So huge, guys, huge, huge, huge. Use this. I promise you, you'll be like, holy shit, Jeff was right. Yeah, come on. Somebody get excited for me.
I'm excited.
I'm excited. You don't have to be excited for me. I'm excited.
I'm excited. I was smiling.
Okay, good.
Does
I hope
anyone pick
everybody's excited.
3.5 yet?
What's that?
Does anyone take the platinum?
Yeah, we just had some, our
Yeah.
client did.
I have a client in Santa Barbara. Where am I located?
Yeah.
I have a client. I listed a home in Carp for 1.7. He took the 3.5. We just put it in escrow today. Oh, and by the way, we're representing the buyer side too. So its total is 6%, because the buyer side we only got 2.5. But
Not too shabby.
Congrats.
thank you.
All
that
right.
I'm feeling so sorry for you, Jeff. 6% on 1.7.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, no, we don't need to get in the nitty gritty. Okay, so
Okay.
at loop time, any questions? Because we have just about 2 minutes. And Jeff, you need to get on the road.
I know I do. I'm gonna just wait. They have a question for me.
Thank you. No.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Well, great first meeting. Great having you all. Let us know if you guys need anything and see some of you on the road.
Motivational thought. No?
Oh yeah, motivational thought. I did it this morning. Who wants to end it for us today?
I traveled a lot with you guys today.
Yeah, I know you've been on the road all day.
I
That's good. You joined, so that was good.
Fraser Park to Delano, back to Tehachapi.
Yeah, you've been
It
you've
was a
been a busy
big day
woman.
for meetings.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, go team go. That's my motivational thought.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck, good luck. All right. Who has a motivational thought?
Got one.
All right, go ahead, Chloe.
No matter how many mistakes you make or how slow your progress is, you are still ahead of everyone else who isn't trying.
Absolutely. Very true.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys.
All right.
Bye.